complete. We arrived when we could. We recognized each other without question. No maps, no intention. There was something familiar in the way we held the silence. We didn't bring answers, only compatible fragments, as if time itself had decided to cross our paths without explanation. It wasn't destiny, it was emotional coincidence. Broken souls meeting halfway down the road. We didn't find each other whole, but we aligned without promising repair, without promising an ending. We shared just enough weight to keep moving forward. We didn't talk about what was missing. There was no need to name it. It was enough to walk side by side without asking for more space. There was respect in the distance, rhythm and imperfection, to uneven trajectories aligning in direction. Not every bond is born strong. Broken souls, no urgency to heal. We weren't trying to complete each other, just to stop carrying everything alone. It wasn't shelter or promise, it was temporary balance, a silent agreement between real parts. We didn't save each other, we stayed. Broken souls aligned in the attempt not to put the pieces together, but not to drop them either. We didn't arrive home, and that was okay. Some encounters don't heal, but they hold you. Not every bond repairs, some exist, so you don't break any further. I stay still longer than usual. The room fades away when I hold the stare. Time turns flat, it doesn't move forward or back. I'm not thinking about who I am, I'm just watching what appears as a silent tension that doesn't ask permission. Something activates when you don't look away. Inside the mirror, there are no gestures for others. It wasn't my face looking back at me, it was my unfiltered conscience. Inside the mirror, there's no stage, no voice, just a fixed presence you can't avoid. The is a thought showing up without order. Not everything you see wants an answer. Inside the mirror, there's no character left, no edited version, no prepared line. Inside the mirror, everything happens at once. Thoughts repeating until they lose their way. I didn't lower my eyes. That was all. Inside the mirror, I learned to hold myself, not to understand myself, but to stop running. It wasn't my face looking back at me that came later. It was the mental space that opens when you stay there. Opens when you stay there. Some truths unspoken, they're held until they stop hurting. I wasn't looking for anything. I just opened what was left open. The pages weren't shouting, they weren't asking to be read. They were just there still, as if they knew the moment. At first I didn't recognize your handwriting, but I knew the rhythm. Every line carried weight, not intention. I didn't step in to judge you, I stepped in because I was already inside. Your diary didn't ask for permission. I wasn't trying to understand you, but your words found me. It wasn't curiosity, it was closeness without warning. Some truths are read before you know what to do with them. There were no clear confessions, only fragments left unfinished. Half-formed thoughts, days that don't explain themselves. I read pauses, I read silence. There was more in what you didn't say than in what you tried to tell. Not everything written wants to be seen. Your diary didn't give me answers. It left me questions I didn't know existed. It wasn't an invasion, it was an unexpected crossing. Sometimes someone else's intimacy reflects you without trying. Closing the notebook didn't close what I read. Your diary is no longer in front of me, but I keep finding sentences in moments that aren't yours. I wasn't trying to understand you, it wasn't my intention to enter, but some words Don't look for me in clarity. Tonight I walk where the night thinks. I grew up reading false signals behind windows full of light. They told me which parts to show and which ones I should hide. But I learned to hear the pulse that doesn't clap yet feels real. Some truths never shine, and still they know how to lead. Not everything that glows is honest, not everything dark is wrong. Black moon over me, it doesn't promise salvation. It teaches me to see without masks when reason starts to fade. I don't seek absolution, I don't need an explanation. Some shadows aren't meant to be escaped, they're meant to be understood. I got tired of asking permission to feel without translation. There are places inside the soul that don't speak the language of forgiveness. I'm not the calm they're waiting for, I'm the pause before the fall. I choose to walk without certainty rather than lie to myself again. Not every straight road leads to the right place. Black moon over me, marking my inner beat. It doesn't take me to the summit, it takes me to who I am. I don't ask for endless light or promises of control. Some shadows only exist to show the direction. I didn't get lost in the night, I found myself outside the noise. Black moon, stay with me when everything wants to shine. I'd rather see what's slower rise than run without looking back. Not everything dark wants to be safe. Some shadows want the truth. Tonight my compass isn't the light, it's what no one dared to name. Dream. I'm not afraid of the night. Now I know how to listen to it. You don't show up in my days, but you never really left. I don't keep photos or promises, I don't replay what used to be. But some ideas wake up with the way you think. You're not absence or memory, you don't take up any place. You're a loose sentence that comes back without warning. I don't look for you, yet you appear. You live inside me without touching my reality. You're not with me, but I think of you unintentionally. No plan, you're not part of my path. You don't set my direction, you're just a light presence in the background of my attention. You don't influence But sometimes a single word carries your same vibration. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't weigh, it doesn't call, it doesn't wanna return. It's like an old idea that doesn't need to be erased. Not everything that remains interferes. You live inside me, the way a song writes. It doesn't play all the time, but it shows up without a reason. You're not present in my days, you don't decide for me. You're quiet echo, I learned to let it exist. It wasn't goodbye. It was integration. You live inside me without taking more space. You're not a wound or desire, just a human trace. You're not with me, it's true, and that no longer confuses me. Thoughts arise, without asking to be named. Not everything that lives in you wants to stay. Some things simply become part of you. I never thought this hand would still and play at this hour. The tables, we adrift the bread. The chips are half-finished plans. We play without clear rules, but no one wants to fold tonight. No witnesses, no trust, just eyes measuring the mistake. Your courage doesn't win, and you're trying my best. I thought the game was over, and I let my guard down. Broken in pajamas, no last strategy with formality. I showed my clothes, convinced there was nothing left to play. Between self-respect and desire, no one plays completely fair. I lost the edge by trusting that silence meant the end. No obvious bluffs, everything looks casual, but every smallest gesture is a bet in disguise. We tell ourselves to trust that nothing's left to prove, but the pulse speeds up when someone decides to speak. Sometimes losing the edge is a cause of feeling. Poker in pajamas, late night, no one wants to admit that even when I say enough, part of me still bets on you. It was a complete naivety, it was emotional fatigue. I thought laying down my cards was a way to win. It wasn't love, it something important. Never just the ending. When the game starts feeling comfortable. I don't know how to call it, but it wakes me up. It's not a goal, it's not a place, it's a feeling that insists without speaking. It doesn't ask for shape, it doesn't ask for reason. It appears in silence like a vibration. I don't write it down, I don't name it yet. Some things break if you say them too soon. Not every desire knows how to explain itself. The name of my dreams doesn't exist yet. It lives in what I feel when something guides me. I don't know how to say it out loud, I don't know where to start. Some dreams exist before they have a name, and before they arrive. I didn't learn it from anyone, I didn't copy it from a place. It's an inner compass that doesn't always point the same way. Sometimes it feels like impulse, sometimes like total calm. It promises me nothing, but it keeps me moving. It's not urgency, it's not pressure. It's something gently pushing from inside my heart. Not everything that guides has a direction. The name of my dreams doesn't fit into words. It moves between thoughts that aren't clear yet. It's not destiny or promise, it's not an ending or sign. It's a pulse that appears when I stop overthinking. I don't need to understand it, I just need to listen. The name of my dreams will arrive when it has to. Until then it walks with me like a light behind me. I don't force it, I don't chase it. Some dreams are protected by letting them live inside you. Some things aren't searched for, they're recognized when you're ready to feel them. Not everything that drowns you wants to kill you. Some waters wanna mark you. I dove in without shores or promises, no maps to guide me back. Your name was a constant pulse, crashing against my beat. Time didn't close the wound, it only made it more real. Some fires don't burn out, they learn how to breathe. They say memories evaporate, but mine learned how to weigh me down. Blood red sea under my skin. curves. I stayed until I understood its language. Blood red sea, stay with me, don't turn into salt and dust. You live in proof of everything I survived. If I ever cross you again, it won't be to escape. It would be to remember I lived through love and stayed. Not everything that hurts destroys you. Sometimes teach you how to stand. I don't need to get closer. Everything reveals itself when you learn how to look. I learned to stay still when the world demanded reaction. Some gestures betray more than any explanation. While others speak too much, I gather the information. Silence is an absence, it's selection. Not all power moves forward. Some wait until everything aligns. Obsidian eyes, dark, precise and hurried. They don't ask for permission. They read when no one warns. I don't raise my voice, I don't need a sign. Some kingdoms stand without drawing attention. They mistake me for distant when what you see is control. It's not coldness that I practice, it's knowing when and who. I don't expose myself on impulse, I don't improvise. The end observing is also an act of will. Some gazes decide long before they act. Obsidian eyes, sharp without cutting. They don't aim to rule bodies, they know how to direct. I don't promise protection, I don't offer redemption. True control needs no imposition. The mistake wasn't looking, it was not knowing who was watching. Obsidian eyes, still alert, real, while others run in circles. I shift the central axis. Not everything that dominates makes noise when it moves. Some kingdoms are governed from absolute stillness. It wasn't magic, it was focus and changes everything. I turn the noise off without asking permission. No questions come in, no answers go out. The day loosens its grip when I stop holding it together. I don't follow signals, I don't organize ideas. My focus releases like a tired muscle. for the mind, the empty mind, open space. When the mind goes quiet, the body can breathe. No urgency, no argument, just a steady pulse, marking the moment. I don't respond to stimuli. I don't consume signals. The world keeps talking, and I turn the volume down. It's not disconnection, it's a conscious choice, staying present without translating everything. Silence also has rhythm. Empty mind in a rhythm. I don't think about moving forward, and yet I move. It's not a pause or an ending, it's a natural state. Letting go of the weight so I can simply be. It wasn't escape, it was rest. Empty mind, calm awareness. I don't need to feel myself to feel alive. When the mind goes quiet, the body breathes, and for the first time, that is enough. Sometimes clarity doesn't come from thinking more, but from making space. I didn't stop, I just changed the way I move forward. I still follow schedules, I answer when they ask how I am. Not everything that keeps moving needs to be complete today. Some days weigh differently, not from sadness, but from where the body learns how to hold what the mind no longer explains. It wasn't a fall that happened, it was an unexpected opening. Broken soul still standing, functioning without disguise. I didn't fall, I opened up and learned to walk unevenly. I don't try to go back or close what stayed undone. Some parts don't get fixed, they just learn a different role. It was continuity. Broken soul still standing. Not asking to be repaired, only asking for real time and steps without ceremony. I didn't fall, I opened up in the ground. Shifted place, I learned another way to exist without stopping my walk. Not everything that continues is intact, but it continues. I don't explain my body, I inhabit it. I learned early how to measure gestures, how to be careful with the space I take. But there are impulses that refuse translation or schedule. My skin remembers before I do, it reacts without asking. It's not blind instinct, it's muscle memory. I don't fit the mold breaks when it touches me. Rebellious skin, no contracts. It doesn't sign and choose road rules. It feels first, decides later. It won't negotiate its nature. It doesn't ask rhythm for permission. It doesn't lower the intensity. My body doesn't understand rules that never learned how to listen. Don't look at me searching for answers. Look at me to understand. Some languages aren't spoken, they're allowed to move. It's not empty provocation, it's presence without translation. When the body takes the floor, doubt loses its grip. Don't reduce me to a gesture, I'm an entire territory. Rebellious skin, living pulse. It doesn't hide, it doesn't adjust, it doesn't obey expectations or apologize for what happens. I don't explain myself from the outside. I'm not measured by morality. My body is a border that learned never to retreat. It's not excess, it's physical truth. Rebellious skin, stay right here in this pulse that doesn't lie. I'm not a shape for other eyes, I'm conscious motion. My body doesn't negotiate with rules, it doesn't understand or want to learn. This isn't learned rebellion, it's the most honest way to be. I don't explain my body, I respect it, and that changes everything. I didn't know something so simple could stay for so long. It's two folded in the same drum. No, because 'cause I wear it, but out of respect. It holds the shape of different basement. The world felt less complex. It doesn't speak, it doesn't ask. It keeps what I once left behind. Sophistics absorb gestures that never happen the same way twice. Not every memory hurts. Some are simply waiting. And the picture is still right there, asking nothing from me. It doesn't remind me who I was. It reminds me how I felt back then. Some clothes I'm stored away, and I felt bad and didn't leave. They surround in silence until you learn how to look back. I tried it on recently. Out of curiosity, my to return just to see. It didn't fit the way it used to, and that was perfectly okay with me. Some pleasures never come back. They leave a trace behind. What I feel isn't lost, it's continuity. Not every change is announced. Some I felt when you did dress. The paint sharpens into mind, that thing that doesn't mask what I changed. It just hangs there as a witness to an older way of being. It doesn't call me back. It doesn't judge or insist. It reminds me that words are the time. I don't need you tonight. It wasn't me that was being stored away. It was time waiting for its play. I think say it's still right there. It doesn't weigh me down anymore. It doesn't hold the past. It holds a version that still walks with me. Some clues aren't kept to ever be worn again. They stay to remind you, you know how to be and how to move on. That everything that stays behind holds you back. Just watch you go. I shut down every exit, not out of courage, out of exhaustion. There's no noise outside, but something moves within. It has no shape, no name, it just insists. I spent years avoiding this point, moving elegant circles. Today I don't run, I stay where it always hurt. They don't knock on the door, they never did. Alone with your demons, no witnesses, no official version. They don't come to punish you, they come to be seen. Alone with your demons, there's no battle to win. No one chases you more than what you refuse to face. speak in clear sentences. They speak in pressure. They don't bring memories, they bring weight. They're not monsters or shadows, they're unanswered questions. They sit in front of you and there's nothing left to pretend. They don't leave when you scream, they stay when you listen. Alone with your demons, no drama, no ending. They don't seek forgiveness or blame, just mental space. Alone with your demons, no mess left to wear. No one chases you more than what you refuse to face. It wasn't defeat, it was a forced pause. Alone with your demons, they don't run after me anymore. Now they walk beside me because I stopped running. I didn't defeat them, I didn't change them, I just faced them, and that was enough. Because you're present. Sip slowly what I used to drink all at once. Not everything that hurts needs to burn to be felt. Some memories settle like glasses poured in silence. I don't deny them, I don't chase them, I don't get lost in the shade. I let them rest on the table without asking forgiveness. Time doesn't erase the flavor, it transforms it. Red wine slow on the skin, it doesn't burn, but it remains. The past doesn't intoxicate me, but it still walks with me sometimes. Between pleasure and melancholy, I learned not to choose. Some nights taste like before without pulling me back there. Alone but calm, no urgency, no resentment. What I feel is the sadness, this memory without tension. The scars don't shout anymore, they just change the ending. Now pain has a body and allows itself to be tasted. Not everything lived disappears, some things mature. Red wine, deeper tone, it doesn't cloud my mind. It reminds me who I was without demanding a reason why. I don't drink it to forget, I drink it to accept. Some flavors stay behind when you learn how to look. It wasn't an open wound, it was time for me. past doesn't intoxicate me. It no longer owns my voice, but some memories still walk beside me without pain. Some stories don't close, they're better served.